Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back. Loshak in the Bag Show, Tuesday, August 28th, the second show after the IFBC. Jimmy and I are regaining our strength, regaining our stamina. We had a great time at the IFBC for so many reasons. We talked about it a little bit in the morning show. We'll be talking about it a little bit more in subsequent shows. Football season is about to start. I did give a bunch of plays in the morning show. I do want to apologize. I said we would try to cover rugby, or I said we would cover rugby in this show, but I just did not have the ability to look into the rugby games that are going on tonight in the New Zealand League. I'm sure they're very interesting. I wish I did, but you will see there is no rugby segment. Kyle Jack, I know I personally gave my word that we would cover that. I wish I hadn't done that. I apologize. I did have time to look into rugby, Kyle Jack. I apologize for that. I guess there's a slight chance I could look into it in the evening and tweet out a play, but I am not prepared for rugby right now. We do have WNBA, of course, two very interesting games. We've already gotten some educated opinions from the regular sharp WNBA cappers in our show, and we'll go over that. Jimmy the Bag, how are you doing?
I am doing so much better than I was doing when I came directly from the airport. I have my work done. I have 5 plays in MLB. I've bet them. I did cut my unit size down to 3/4. I've just been on a tough run through the late stages of the summertime, so I'm fine with it. And I've got the work done. I'm ready to go. I feel so much better. I didn't sleep.
No.
Sleep would have helped.
Yeah.
But I did get work done.
Well, let me tell you about sleep. Some people, I've researched this my whole life. Most of a person's sleep needs are genetic. You don't realize that, but it's true. Even whether you're a night owl or a morning lark, and the amount of sleep you need is genetic as well, Jim. Most people need 7 to 9. There's a small amount of people who only need 3 to 5 hours of sleep a night. The Tsar in Russia put those people in charge of his cavalry and his army and everything. And some people are long sleepers. I am unfortunately a long sleeper, which is pretty much one of the biggest curses a person can have in life, in my opinion. I would trade easily 20 IQ points to be a short sleeper. To go from someone who needs 11 hours of sleep a day to 3 hours of sleep a day, you could take all my IQ points. I'd go all the way down to IQ of 92 in order to have that.
That's
okay, great. Very interesting.
Muhammad Joma, my man Muhammad Joma says sleep overrated. Red Girl's with us, says, hey guys, I don't care about the sleep. What I care about is the work being done.
Right.
And having a computer in front of me. And because, when you don't have sleep, you still get adrenaline when you come on a show like this, sit beside Pete, hang out with these commenters, make bets. As soon as you got down to the Sportsbook in Vegas, your heart starts pounding through your chest. Doesn't matter if you only slept 2 or 3 hours the night before. And a little liquor doesn't hurt, although I've had no liquor since I left Vegas. I'm ready to rock and roll. I have 5 plays I'm going to give.
Okay.
And I bet them.
That's good. Muhammad Joma says sleep is overrated. Yeah, I'm not saying I like sleep. I'm saying I need it. He says, I don't sleep a lot of nights. That's because you have a genetic ability to do that, Muhammad Joma. And I would kill for that.
Coco Bongo says, I can drink 12 beers and only sleep 5 hours and I'm good to go. I bet you Coco Bongo is 25 years old.
Yeah, very nice.
When you're 25 years old, you can do that. It starts going away around your late 20s, and it gets worse and worse and worse. Not good.
And Bill Butlicker says, ¿Y cuántos hijos dejaste en Vegas? Bill Butlicker, buena casita, cuate. En serio, my.
Okay.
All right, so there we go. Let's see, what else do we have? What else do we have going on here, Jim? And then let's get into it.
Michael Irvelina says, you guys kicked ass. Big shout out to Michael Irvelina, King About Business. These are our guys, and says, can't wait for you both to work with others for the football show. Jimmy and Donnie is going to be great. Isn't that wild? I get to work with Donnie twice a week and wild stuff. Pete working with different guys. It's going to be it's going to be a big football season.
All right. Let's see. Let's look for some.
Coco Bongo says, nope, I'm 44. Okay. Very impressive, Coco Bongo. What's your trick, man?
Nice. Vitalis added KC with Jacob Junis first 5 and under 4.5. Just letting everyone know.
Let's start there. Can we start there?
We can start there. Also, Walter Trotter said that he was thinking that the market was telling you KC is obviously the play. A lot of people were liking the KC line earlier. Marco Lou says, I like Rangers and Pirates at plus 200 and plus 260 respectively. Marco Lou, I took the Rangers second half at plus 170 as an official play. Let's see. Any other? Brad Borkin likes Texas a little bit. Let's go on. Go ahead, Jim. You seeing anything?
I want to talk about. I want to talk about this Tigers Royals game because I feel like it's a tricky spot. Dan Kelly says the great Roberto Kelly, my brother from Panama, and New York Yankee All-Star, was asked what he did on the road. He'd say sleep. I need 15 to 16 hours a day. I like that. I respect that. This obviously we're dealing with the Tigers team that's 235 with a 664 OPS versus righties. That jumps out at you.
Yeah.
Then we're dealing with a Royals team that can't hit lefties. Boyd right there is a lefty. Royals are hitting 232, 647 OPS. Those are horrifyingly low numbers. But it's a beautiful weather tonight for offense around the league. The temp here at 89 Fahrenheit in KC, wind blowing out to left center strongly. I think Boyd and Junis can hold these lineups down, but is this just too perfect a day for offense? There was a time earlier this afternoon where I was thinking about exactly what Vitalis was doing, and because of this weather feeling so offensive to me, I'm nervous. Now, I do understand why he took the first 5 over the full game, because you can't trust these bullpens. But I couldn't pull the trigger on Tigers Royals.
You couldn't pull the trigger on Tigers Royals.
I just feel like the weather is too set up today for offense.
You feel like the weather is too set? Yeah, I mean, I was leaning over. I was leaning over for sure. At least, I wanted to check the line move. The line has gotten bet down. Let's see where it is.
It's screaming under.
Yeah, let's see. The line is, it's down to 9 or 8.5 now, or 8.5 now. Yeah, I would have a slight lean to the over on this one for sure. I just, Junis and Boyd are fine, but not necessarily. They've both been a little bit better actually than fine recently. But I don't know if I completely trust them.
Yeah, I feel like it's difficult. I don't. Nolly knows thinks it's screaming under. If you just look at how the offenses line up against these opposing pitchers, yeah. But it's a gorgeous day out there with the wind blowing out strong, and it's not like Boyd and Junis have been lights out all year. They both have ERAs over 4.
Yeah, they've been doing better recently, though. They've both been very streaky, especially Junis because of the injury. And Junis has admittedly been good recently, so that would make me a little bit nervous. Yeah, the KC first 5 team total over is 2.5 plus 122. That's a little bit tempting. I don't know, Jim. What do you want to do on this one?
Not applicable says leaning Tigers. Brad Bourquin. KC full game. Ulysses Hayes, Detroit money line. Marco Liu on the Tigers. Antoine Seymour, KC first 5. People on different sides. My man Yolo Steve's back with us. Says, hallelujah, Jimmy. Says the Almighty has spoken again. After eating at Gino restaurant, cracked my fortune cookie, and there was Atlanta. Atlanta full -0.5. Oh, no, it must be first 5. Excuse me. Atlanta first 5 -0.5. And St. Louis first 5 -0.5. Okay, I'm off the Tigers Royals game.
All right. Well, let me read my official picks here, and then we will we'll get into see what Jimmy has to add. First of all, one play that I mentioned that I was liking, and I am going to add it. Yesterday, I took the second half over in the Mets Cubs game. I actually bet it at 3.5. It moved to 4, so I had to give it as a 4, and it landed on 4. So I cashed my pick, but pushed the pick that I gave publicly. And I'm going to take this one. Cubs Mets team second half here. Let me find this one. Mets, I'm going to have to type things out now. Mets, Cubs, second half over 3.5 -120. That's going to be an official pick for me. So I'm adding that one on.
Michael Irvelina says, is it just me, or is the Cubs game under 9 and first 5 under 5 low-hanging fruit? What am I missing here, especially after the Mets trade? Now, I don't think the Mets trade is going to affect their lineup at all. I mean, it's just a veteran rental anyways. But I feel the exact same thing. There was a question last night when we were in Vegas, yesterday when we were in Vegas, was that, is this Cubs spot with Thor versus Lester and a total of 10 screaming for you to take the under, and it got to 11.
No, I tweeted out Mets first 5 team total over. That was one of my plays. That one cashed. Tweeted out the second half over. That one pushed, but I cashed on it before it moved to 4. So
I see the same thing happening here. It's the wind's blowing out very strong. It's a beautiful day for offense.
All right, I'm taking the second half over on this one. It's actually going to be -119, which is the line at Bookmaker. And let me review all the plays that I gave in the morning show. So in addition to the Cubs second half over 3.5 -119 that I just gave, I gave Seattle team total under 4.5 -120. Kind of liking that one. Yankees first 5 innings team total over 3 -119. That's a little bit tricky because feels like a vulnerable spot from Shields, but Shields has definitely proven himself to be a crafty veteran who knows how to avoid getting crushed. But I took the Yanks first 5 team total over 3 anyway. I took Pittsburgh Pirates, first 5 innings, team total under 1.5 plus 101. I'm liking Flaherty tonight. Texas Rangers, second half, money line, plus 170. I took that one. Milwaukee, second half, -120. I like that one. Boston, -1 at a massive favorite line. Might have been a mistake. Some people suggesting that they like Miami here. Feels like a big spot for Boston offensively, though, so I took that one. Houston, first 5, team total over 2.5. Miami, first 5 innings, team total over 2. The Seattle-San Diego game, second half under 3.5 -120. Cincinnati, first 5 innings, team total over 2. Boston, first 5 innings, team total over 3.5. And the Miami-Boston game, first 5 over 5.5 -115. That was lined at Intertops in the morning show. So I gave that one out. Leans that I was thinking about, the Mets and Cubs second half over was a lean, and I just converted that one. Definitely still thinking about a shot with the under in the Dodgers-Texas game. That's a very interesting one. Definitely still thinking about throwing on San Diego. I did bet them at plus 117. It's now it's now further down from the morning show. It's now down to plus 103, but I'm liking San Diego here and thinking about Seattle on the first half team total under as well. Definitely thinking about taking KC here or taking KC on the first 5 innings team total over. Those are definitely still leans in my opinion. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Vaguely thinking about Minnesota first 5 team total under going up against Carrasco. Vaguely thinking about that one. And that's pretty much it for the MLB card. I got a lot of plays. I'm kind of liking them all except for the Boston -1 line, which might have been a mistake. Yankees first half team total over 3 might have been a mistake, but everything else looks pretty solid to me. All right, Jimmy the Bag, how are you feeling about anything I said? Any comments coming in? Any plays you want to add? The floor is yours, Jimmy the Bag.
Thank you. A ton of comments coming in. Let's address them, and then I will get into my plays. Zach Kenkel, we know how sharp he is. He's on under 9 Cubs Mets personally. Nolly No says wind only affected 1 ball yesterday, and I believe that's the Cubs game we're talking about. King of About Business, Hamels has just been a monster for the Cubs. I told you guys they seem World Series bound. Ulysses Hayes says, yes, sir, the Cubs will win.
Here you go, Franco. Can I give a shout out? Shout out my girlfriend, Athena. Ooh, that's a nice name.
It is.
She's giving me eye rolls for watching you guys and keeping the volume so loud. Really? Athena, listen, I'm talking directly to you, Athena. Athena, you got a good man, okay? Franco, you got to let him be the man that he needs to be, okay? You got to let him do the things that he's got to do in life, okay, Athena? You got a good man right there. Franco, thank you so much for turning that volume up loud. Also, Athena, if you have any friends who might want to come down to Costa Rica and be my personal girlfriend, hit me up, talk to Frank. Frank will get in touch with me on Twitter. Athena, I know you got some single girlfriends who need a good man as well. Let's talk. In the meantime, treat your man right. You got a good man. Be thankful for it. Gratitude is very important in life. I know you read articles about that on Twitter and Facebook and everything, Athena. You know that. You got to be thankful. Thankful to be alive. Thankful to have such a great boyfriend in Franco. There you go. Shout out to Franco's girlfriend. Was that entertaining, Jim?
That was entertaining. The first half was really nice.
Second half when I started begging for any pussy in the world.
A little
that was
needy,
a little bit
but
pathetic.
I respect it. Angel Romero joining us too, saying, is Philly money line a good pick? That's a tough spot. That's a tough spot. We'll get into that game. I'm going to shout out Scotty Rocks plays, and then just a couple more, and then I'll get into my own. Brandon Cummings also has a 7-teamer he's going for $100 for. He's 6-35 on these 6 and 7-teamers, but up over 120 units because they cash out so much.
Who?
Our man Brandon Cummings.
Really?
Scotty Rocks plays Giants money line. White Sox Yankees over 10. We've already had somebody come into the chat and say they don't like that play. They think that's too high. They're going on the under. I am also riding with Scotty Rock on this play. Cardinals run line. I had a very difficult time. I like the Cards, but I feel like they have an ability to squeak out 3-2, 4-3 victories, and because of that, you're going to have to probably lay the big juice. I saw somebody on Cardinals first 5 -0.5, and I think I might jump on that, but that's not one of my plays at this point.
All right.
He's got Oakland, Houston first 5 over 4.5, and he's got Rockies run line. That is a play I'm taking.
All right,
as well.
Can I ask one thing very quickly? At Chassis Ncoin says, I don't like your plays, Loshak. Fine, that's fine. Would you be a little bit more specific though? Which plays don't you like? And if you have any short reasons why, very interested to know. Chazzy Ncoin in general doesn't like my plays. I would be very interested to know why Chazzy Ncoin. Okay.
Kobe Valentine saying Shohei Ohtani rest doubtful tonight versus Colorado. He's been just only in the lineup against righties for the last little while. Wally George says sleep deprivation catching up to Pete, whereas Jimmy thrives on it. I don't know if that's the case.
I'm always on the edge. And sleep deprivation is one of my kryptonite type things in life. Let's see. Kyle Jack says sharp money coming in on under strikeouts for Scherzer 8.5, which is interesting. Yeah,
very interesting.
I was all over the under, and the first time they matched up, it was just a travel day, so I didn't get to tweet it out. But that was definitely a pick that I loved, and I bet it. Also, that was the same day with the DeGrom under. I was all over that one that same day, and that one cashed. Today, the Philly game, I'm staying completely off of. I'm staying completely off of it.
I am going to as well stay off of it. But a couple of, I'd like to get into my action. I'm just, very interested to see what everyone's rolling with right now. Something that really helped in our show.
Kobe Valentine loves Washington money line today. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Something that worked on our show is that we were able to ask questions to people in the audience on
how
our,
good was that?
on
That was
our
so
train
awesome.
of thought. Yeah, because when we do the comments, it's their train of thought.
Yeah, yeah.
And not that it's not wonderful and we
Yeah.
love it, but when it's on our train of thought, we can just say, what do you think of this right there? God, it was extremely helpful, and that's why we were both up.
That was so awesome to have those guys in the audience get their picks face to face and then talk about them. That was such a great time, Jim. We should do the road trip. We should do a friggin' Loshak in the Bag Show road trip.
It also help if it's not at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, I can do any time. Yeah, hell yeah, the road trip. I'm starting to realize that would be awesome.
It would be incredible. Wally George, who another guy, God, he was such a great guy, so much fun to be with, and I didn't get enough time with him. Says, I love your place, Pete.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's get into my action. First off, like I said, I'm joining Scotty Rock forever on the White Sox Yankees. I know it's a high line. I feel like Shields, as we know, is vulnerable, especially on the road. Since winning Chicago season opener 0-8 with a 6.13 ERA in his last 11 appearances, 10 starts, 1-5 with a 5.04 ERA in his last 7 starts. The wind, it's a gorgeous day for offense in a lot of these cities. This is another one. Chicago's playing good ball. Chicago's hitting. Not Tyler Anderson. Their shortstop. Sorry, I'm going to be have some problems today. Their shortstop is hitting. Their offense has come together. I like what I'm seeing from Engel. It's double digits blowing out to straightaway center field. Chicago's 10-3 since August 14th, 10-2 in the last 12 road games since August 3rd. They're actually 13-10 in August. And Yankees are 8-2 in their last 10. I know that their lineup is not quite as strong as what we're used to with them, because with the big bats out of the lineup. But I look at this lineup and I think they can hit Gardner, Stanton, Hicks, Andujar, Voit, Torres, Bird, Romine, and Torres. I like it. I'm on full game over, Pete.
Okay, full game over. Yeah, I'm scanning the things. That's very interesting stuff. I might wind up throwing a bunch of other plays on there. All right, so which game was that? That was
Raymond Scott says, should have just mic'd all 4 or 5 of them and made a show out of it. You're absolutely right. Now, that's harder to do to mic everybody individually. Usually don't bring enough because we want to have 10 or 15, but we should have a couple mics and a beautiful woman handing the mic.
Oh, hell
people.
yeah.
That's the next level for us.
It's hard to concentrate, though, when beautiful women are like walking around flaunting everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's Vegas, man. There's no problem with that.
All right, we're going to give you the over. Over 10 minus 105. Over 10 minus 105. That line has definitely gotten bet up. Wow. Opened at 9. Now it's up to 10. Again, I'm on the Yankees' first 5 team total over only, but interesting that Jim has taken over 10 minus 105. All right, what else do you want here, Jim?
One quick shout out to Stephen Alice. Says, Jimmy and Pete, I've returned from vacation. I have missed you, my friends. Hope Vegas was awesome. It really was wonderful.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Stephen Alla.
Rocky Man K says, will you guys be capping every NFL game during the season or just some games? Every game, Rocky! Every goddamn game! Okay, I'm on the over. Twins, Indians. I think we know what Progressive Field is like. It can be an over machine. It can play sometimes like Coors Field. Temp 89 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out to right center, double digits. Both Gibson and Carrasco have seen these teams a lot this year and have looked good against them. I just feel like this is a perfect time for offense. I'm getting an 8.5, which is low enough to hit it, even if these pitchers have decent starts. Carrasco's last start did not go well. They lost 10-4 to the Red Sox. 3 2/3, 6 runs, 8 hits, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. This will be his 6th start of the year against Minnesota. They're getting a lot of chances to see him. Now, Gibson's looked good against these Indians too. These Twins play the Indians hard. And again, this is another spot with perfect weather for offense. And I take a look at these lineups, and these lineups look good.
They do look good, huh? All right, I'll join you just on the Cleveland first 5 team total over at 2.5. I was thinking about that one. What's your take on Gibson? You've obviously looked into this one a lot, Jim. Gibson at times, of course, can be very, very good. You think this is not a great spot for him?
No, I think this is an okay spot for him. I think that he's 17 career starts, 3-8, 5.28 ERA. That doesn't tell the whole story. The story is he's been good against them this year. If you have a 3.80 ERA against this type of offense that the Indians have, that's good. That's enough. If you were a manager, you'd be thankful for that start. 1-2 with a 3.80 ERA. In his last start against Cleveland, he got touched. He got touched. So is that because they're seeing him so much? That's a very likely or possible answer. Is he going to be able to turn on and show them different things this start?
Maybe. How's the Cleveland lineup looking right now, Jim? It's looking okay?
I like this Cleveland lineup. You know what's the big thing with this Cleveland lineup is Kipnis is starting to hit. Yeah. We saw what happened with the Jays when they got offense from the bottom of their lineup. And this is a lineup that has Greg Allen at center field. I don't know, Greg Allen, he can do a lot of nice things defensively, but offensively it's very weak. This can't just be a 1 through 7 or 1 through 6 lineup. But Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez, Encarnacion, that's just such a dangerous 1 to 4. They're still giving us an 8.5 on that over?
Yes. All right. So you're going to get 8.5 minus 125. That's the current line at the Greek. And I'm gonna take 2 overs. I'm gonna play it a little bit safe here. I'm gonna take Cleveland first half team total over 2.5 minus 127 against Gibson. That makes me nervous, but I will take it. I'm also gonna take the second half Minnesota Cleveland. Let me see. Where is that? Minnesota Cleveland second half over 3.5 minus 105. That's the current line at Bookmaker, and I would be leaning Cleveland full game team total over as well, which is 4.5 minus 146. I don't really want to double up on that one, but I do think that one's probably a solid play as well. But I'm going to take Cleveland first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 127. The second half over 3.5 minus 105. Leaning Cleveland full game team total over, but I'll hold off on that one for now. Great breakdown, Jimmy the Bag. Thanks for everything you just did.
Well, my pleasure. I hope it all cashes for us. Marco Lu's on the over 9 in that game. Mm-hmm. You know, if we're on the same side as Marco Lu, I guarantee you we hit over 55%. Raymond Scott, my man Ramon Scott says, "Cause any motherfucker get up to watch Loshak in the Bag at casino at 9 a.m. if family, you know."
Yes.
And you know what? We didn't put pressure on people to wake up at 9 a.m. because it's Vegas, baby. You know, it's we were out late getting all messed up. Ray Williams says, "Pete, that under pick in the Wyoming New Mexico State was clutch. 9 straight unders for New Mexico State home games." And then my man Ray Williams says after that, he says
after that one cashed, I bragged about it in like 5 straight shows. Awesome. Yes, I was so proud of that.
It was a great play. Says Jim and Pete, the new NFL show will be clutch. Let's cash this year. I'm telling you, we are going to hammer these games. We're going to hammer them so hard. We have football all week.
Yes.
And Pete and I have individual shows where we can focus on those games. So all the work doesn't have to be done on the low bag show.
All right. And so Kobe, so I did give that total out that like 2 weeks before kickoff. I gave that one out way longer. So anyone who was watching the show and tailed it cashed on it. Kobe Valentine saying, "Can you just say when you're going to be doing during the week NFL and college? I forgot what days and times. And will the low bag still be here?" Of course, the low bag show will be here, and any picks that we give at any day during the week, we'll be talking about football at any given time during the week in any given day. Jim's doing an NFL show on Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm going to do a combination show on Wednesdays, and during the week, of course, we will be talking about anything and everything that is relevant in football and giving picks at any given time. And any picks we give early in the week, we will of course repeat throughout the week. So yes,
absolutely.
We will be covering football all week long.
I'm also 14-6 in CFL this year, and that's a small sample size. I would like to increase that sample size. Nolly No says, "Jimmy, what do you think about my futures pick, Cleveland to win it all?" I think it has enormous value. I think you're getting a crooked number, and the team doesn't need to force itself into the playoffs. I think that you're getting a ton of value.
Yes.
Andy Dandy had a great comment.
Yeah, here you go. Andy Dandy says, "Finland salutes Loshak." Is that R2D2? Is that another guy from Finland?
No, it's another Finland.
Oh, man, I got the universe is calling me. Please make me a citizen of Finland. Andy Dandy, get together with some of our other Finnish commenters and hook me up with citizenship, baby. I'll be your personal servant my entire life if you could hook that up. He says, "Finland salutes Loshak and Jimmy the Lowbaggers. My holiday sucks. Been painting a house and missed most of the shows, but watch your Vegas shows. Trivia questions were hilarious." Thank you so much, Andy Dandy. And then right above that, Kobe Valentine really like Boston minus 1.5. We'll also take Boston minus 3.5. Boston should win 8-2, something like that. Yeah, I wonder what the Boston minus 3.5 line is. Probably not that good. Here at Bet365, Boston minus 3.5 was plus 160. Man, that is what a crappy line that is. They got to win by 4, and you only get plus 160. Kobe Valentine, I'm on Boston minus 1, and I'm on the team total overs on that one as well. First 5. All right,
Brandon Cummings saying, "This is awesome because Jimmy, I miss your fucking analysis of these NFL games, man. I love your passion, dude. God, this is our whole world. This is all we want to be doing is doing this with you." Also, I don't know if you noticed a commenter that's giving us more glory on this right now is Seth Hagen. Seth Hagen, he's our social media guy at SBR who we hung out with in Vegas. He's out of Seattle, and he's going to be a huge asset. He's a monster in basketball, great at football. DJ 100 Grand just hit me with his picks. I got it. I would love to check that out.
All right. And also one comment from Sean Robertson says, "Best capping show on the internet. Hope IFBC was a success, fellas. Yes, it was. Sean Robertson says best capping show on the internet. Media executives all over the world. Listen up, you fuck faces. Listen to what Sean Robertson has to say. Best capping show on the internet. Thank you so much, Sean Robertson. Huge shout out. Sean, all right, go ahead.
It means
Jim.
the world. No, it means the world.
Means the world.
It does. It's just, I'd be long gone.
Yeah.
I'd be long gone. Okay, I am doing the.
And Kobe Valentine says Philly has 2 of their top bats out. Franco and Ramos, they're critical to get at shirts. Washington has been hitting, and Philly has been worse than Washington, which is crazy. That's how bad they've been. Thank you so much. As always, Kobe Valentine giving us lineup information. So huge. Gives us the information and the quick analysis. So valuable, Kobe Valentine. Once again, 2 big bats out for Philly, Franco and Ramos. Despite that, the line has still continued to move in Philly's favor, though. Interesting, right, Jim? Oh, no, not yeah.
Come back a bit?
Yeah, come back a little bit, though. Yeah.
Well, I need to talk about this Cardinals game before we move too much further, but I'm tripling up on the Colorado Rockies. I'm telling you, tripling up is a little easier when you cut a quarter off your unit size. I can tell you that. I'm not as horribly afraid when I do it. I'm tripling up on the Rockies money line, run line, team total over. I do not trust an Angels bullpen day at all with the wind blowing out to center at a nice speed, not double digits, but nice enough. The Angels put a stop to their 7-game losing streak last night. Colorado has got to be upset with how they handled everything last night. They had a chance to win it. Their bullpen keeps blowing up for them. Freeland has pitched at least 5 innings in his last 14 starts, allowing more than 3 earned runs just once. I trust them. Rockies hit righties. Angels don't hit lefties. I'm going in big. I'm going money line, run line, team total over.
All right, so this one had no overnight line. I didn't have a chance to look at it, and I sure as hell didn't look at it in the afternoon, but it is a late game, so if there is a play that I want on this one, I will just tweet it out, and that will get added. All right, so let me see. Jimmy the Bag, what plays do you want here?
Money line?
Okay, hold on one second. Money line. Okay, wait a minute. On Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado money line, and what else?
Run line.
Colorado run line, and what else?
Team total
okay,
over.
And Colorado team total over. All right, so Jim's going on this one 3 ways. Let's see. The best Colorado money line would be minus 121 at Bookmaker. Minus 121 at Bookmaker. We are line shopping here at SBRodds.com. Please help Jim and I out and click on the link in the description box so that the people who are in charge of us see that and say like, oh, people do what Pete and Jim say sometimes. All right, so Colorado money line minus 121.
A lot of people saying they're on the Rockies. Lamont Williams on the Rockies as well. And Sean Thompson says, damn, all y'all on the Rockies. I understand that. I can understand it. Our record isn't incredible. Susanna says Rockies just confirmed the lineup. Yes, I have it right here. And Red Girl says Freeland strikeout. Over.
Yeah, Freeland is very solid. Okay, so plus 130 will be the run line on that one, and the Colorado team total over. Let me see. Colorado team total over would be 4.5 plus 100 at Pinnacle. If you want to shop around, maybe you can get a 4 somewhere. That was the same
I was getting a bet.
4.5 plus 100. Let's see what Heritage has. I'm sure Heritage will has a little bit worse than what Pinnacle has right now on something like this. Yes, they have minus 110. So you want 4.5 plus 100. If you look around, you might be able to find 4 at like minus 150 or something. What do you want, Jim? 4.5 plus 100 is the line at Pinnacle.
That's the line at Bet365 too. Is there? Where do you think I could look for 4?
I mean, lots of places, but we have to keep a brisk pace here.
Yes, we do. Okay, I'll take the 4.5.
4.5 plus 100. 4.5 plus 100. Jimmy the Bizag. Bizag. All right, what else do you have going on, Jim?
I need to talk about. Kobe says I lean LA. Weird game for some odd reason. I see Colorado doing bad in this series.
Again, I did not look into this game, but definitely Freeland in general is a guy that I'm high on. I totally agree with the Red Girls lean. I didn't look into this game specifically, but in general, especially on the road, any Freeland strikeout prop on the over is probably something I'm at least lukewarm in favor of.
So some great cappers coming out on the other side of that action, which is very concerning. Vitalis, Sean Thompson, and Kobe Valentine all on the other side. Derek Miller says, Pete, you guys must have gotten King Rail drunk and he's still sleeping. No, he went to Portland. But man, is he a great guy and fun to be with.
Kobe Valentine, the total's gone under in 6 of the Twins' last 8 games against the Indians. Average score 7 runs. Total's gone under in 7 of the Indians' last 9 games at home. Average score 6.5 runs. Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, let's see.
That in Cleveland, I'm surprised. Interesting that would be on it. Marco Luz says, I lean on Rockies, but I will not bet them. I see more value on the under 9.
Coco Bongo says, Pete is hilarious today. Media executives all over the world, take note, you fuck faces. All right, Jim, go ahead.
Henry Brown says, any no runs today? No, I'm not on that action today. I need about 5 hours minimum to break down a card, and I need 6 or 7 if I want to look at the different kind of prop angles. And I flew in this morning at 7:30, and I just need to focus on what's ahead of me. My man Dom Ricci, it wasn't he
shout
just
out to
magic?
Dom Ricci, gave me a cool as hell hat.
Same here, yeah, gave me one too. But wasn't he a great guy?
Oh, awesome! Hell
him.
yeah! New Yorker. Whenever I'm hanging out with New Yorkers, I feel like, oh man, I know these people. They know me. It's so nice. I mean, no, I feel that way about all of humanity. But especially New Yorkers. All right, let's see. Ralph Mortuando, by the way, had a granddaughter. He says, Kobe, give me a birthday pick for my new granddaughter. No hesitation from Kobe, Boston -1. And Gabriel Rodriguez, the king, is in the house. Gabriel Rodriguez was one of the questions in the trivia show. He says he's taking the Angels on the super run line +2.5. Very interesting. Gabriel Rodriguez, the king, is in the house. Shout out to Gabriel Rodriguez. All right,
Yolo Steve says, Jimmy, I watch Angels all day. I like your Colorado bet. Angel bullpen is horrible. And then Ryan Gosling, another dope guy out of Montreal, says, what's up, Jimmy Loshak? What a great time at IFBC. Playing poker with you, Jimmy, was definitely a highlight, man. We will do that again, Ryan Gosling. And I'll come through Montreal, man. You know, we got Nostra out there. We got you. I'll be out there for sure.
A lot of people talking about the San Diego game. Someone predicted a final score of San Diego 5-2. Again, I did bet San Diego on the money line when it was +117. I've already given Seattle team total under 4.5 as a pick. I also bet the Seattle first 5 innings team total under. I got 2 +120. That line is getting a little bit worse, and I might be interested in giving that one as well, Jim. The big question is just Knicks. I don't know if you looked into this game, Jim, but is Knicks in for a good start here?
You know,
hard to say.
Let's go over Knicks, and also we've had a couple people asking about that Jays game, Pannone versus Rogers, and I had to dig deep into their AAA stats, so I would definitely like to talk about that game. Let's just quickly look. So we know Knicks had that gorgeous first start, then he got lit up badly. What exactly happened to him at Coors? I don't remember exactly what happened, but that is a key. Did Knicks bounce back like we would have expected them to? And 3 earned runs in 5 innings at Coors Field, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, took 96 pitches to get through 5 innings. That's not very good. That's not very good. No, it sure isn't. You know, I think Knicks. I also think that Felix is going to have an easier time with this offense.
Yeah.
Who are you on second half?
Well, I took second half under. I took at 3.5 -120. I took Seattle team total under 4.5 -120. And the leans I'm thinking about are just I guess just Seattle first 5 team total under as well. And maybe you can convince me a shot in the full game under. Although you know, in general I like to fade Felix, but I agree with you. This feels like a spot where even if Felix gets hit, which he should, it's probably not going to be a disaster. The total is 8.5. I'm going to hold off on that one.
We're talking about a team with a 659 OPS versus righty.
Yeah. I mean, Felix is, you know, very vulnerable, but this feels like a spot where he's going to maintain just a little bit.
And Twain Seymour says Indian Cowboys on the under in Seattle Padres game.
Yes, and I'm on 2 unders, second half under, and Seattle team total under, and very strongly leaning to Seattle first 5 team total under as well.
And Tomar says Knicks' only good start was at home against a horrible Mets lineup. I don't think he's good, and Seattle is hitting.
Really? So Tomar doesn't like Knicks?
No.
But Seattle's lineup much better than the Mets lineup right now. The Mets have been hitting. Are you kidding me?
The Mets have been hitting, but yeah, Seattle's lineup is much better than the Mets lineup. Haniger, Cano, Segura, Cruz, Span, Seager down at the 6th spot. Zunino, a hard power hitting catcher at the 7th. Then D. Gordon at 8. I mean that's a much strong. It's a much. And maybe the numbers don't show that over the last 5 or 6 weeks, but it's a much stronger lineup. And then Alan Action says, don't triple up on that Rockies game, Jimmy.
Yeah, and I'm not going to triple up on my game either. I'm just going to keep it right where it is. It was OBJ 13 saying Padres 5, Mariners 2 final score. All right, let's see. Other comments coming in.
Okay, well, I need to touch on that Jays game for a few people who've asked. And then I need to make a move, I think, on the Cards game. Franco says, Pete, Athena's got a friend. Her name is Paris. Whenever you're in New York, come hang out.
These names are a little bit suspect, aren't they, Jim? You know what I'm saying?
Not to me. I'm aroused already.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Athena has a friend named Paris. I'm used to
I'm sold.
Jen has a friend named Barbara. You know what I'm saying?
Girls,
that seems realistic to me.
Those girls sound heinous.
She has a friend named Paris.
Athena
really?
and Paris sound...
All right, I'm in. I'm buying it. I'm a
Good
believer.
work.
I don't
Good
care.
work.
Yes, hell yeah. I will come to New York and I will hang out and we'll see what the deal is with this Paris. But yes, I'm already interested. And yes, I'm believing it. Like a spam email that I shouldn't believe, I'm believing it anyway.
Blue
wow,
Jays,
Athena's got a friend named Paris.
I like it. James Stacey, man. James Stacey.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's coming to our next IFB. We would have loved to have had you at the last one, but the next one coming up, we're going to make it big. Okay, Trunku says, who's on Rockies tonight? A lot of us, but 3 very sharp cappers are on the other side with the Angels. And Red Girl keeps saying Rockies play bad against the Angels, or not keeps saying, but keeps... She likes Freeland, doesn't like the Rockies here. Thomas Pannone versus Josh Rogers. This is a tricky game to figure out. Another nice weather situation, not double-digit wind going out, but a nice weather situation. What is Pannone going to give us? He showed that incredible start, right? He had no hitter going into the 7th. You got something?
No, just Don Ricci's funny as hell. He goes, Paris has a voice like Rodney Dangerfield. Okay, all right.
Hey, don't listen. Don't listen. He only started 9 games in the minors this season and didn't win one of them. In 0-4, 5.36 ERA, 1.41 WHIP. Now, so you have to look, what is it about this guy that they thought he might have major league stuff?
Right.
Well, 53 Ks and 15 1/3 with just 13 walks. That's a very impressive strike walk, right? He's obviously very confident. He's looked very good in his 11 1/3 innings. 9 Ks, 3 walks. That's similar to what his, it's even a little bit worse, than what his strikeout to walk rate was in the minors. Then you have Josh Rogers, AAA Scranton, and then AAA Norfolk. I'm finally hitting that right? Norfolk.
Yes.
Went 8-9, 3.54 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, 101 Ks, 36 walks. The Jays hit lefties, okay, 232, 709, but the Orioles don't hit lefties. Rocky Manichetti saying, hey, I get no respect. I did notice that Rocky is on the Rockies, which I really like seeing. Chris Blanchard said Jays own Baltimore.
See, I was thinking in Baltimore's last game, I didn't tweet this one out, so I'm glad I didn't because it lost, but I bet it, and it did lose. I took Baltimore won 7-zip, right, in their last game. I did bet them on the money line, but I also took Baltimore first 5 innings team total over at 2. That one lost, but then they put up 4 in the bottom of the 6th. And I'm thinking that Baltimore, once again, on the first 5 team total over here at 2, might be worth a shot. But Baltimore's real bad against lefties.
Real bad. 227 batting average, 645 OPS. I mean, clearly there's a bit of I can't even say there's a better vibe going on in that clubhouse anymore. The Jays just destroyed them. The Yankees just swept them. I mean, this is a bad baseball team.
And how do you feel about this guy, Rogers?
I think that Rogers is going to be a pitcher in this league.
Yeah.
I think that, personally, I think Rogers has more potential than Pannone, but Pannone's got off to a much nicer start. But I mean, it's just such a small sample size.
All right, I will take another shot with this one. I will take Baltimore. First 5 innings, team total over 2. I will take a shot with this one. I think that Pannone is overachieved. And I'm going to take a shot with this. First 5 innings, Baltimore over 2, and that line is going to be minus 125. That's the current line at Heritage, minus 125. Oh, I remember, right. I didn't tweet out the Baltimore first 5 team total over, but I did tweet out Toronto-Baltimore first 5 over, 5 minus 127, and that one lost. What's up with the Toronto lineup, and are they going to hit Rogers here? Because I would be leaning first 5 over here as well.
Well, let's take a look at this Jays lineup. As we know, Morales' home run streak ended, but it's still impressive. They got Lourdes Gurriel back in the lineup. We saw what he was doing before he left, and it was incredible. Devon Travis has been hitting. Smoke is a guy you can trust in that 3-hole switch hitter. And then it gets more questionable. You got Grichuk, Pilar, Teoscar Hernandez, so that's a nice youth movement. Danny Jansen has looked awesome. It's a relief. And I mean, we love Russell Martin, but it's a relief not to see him in the lineup. Diaz is hitting. McKinney is a questionable 9 spot. Looking at this lineup on paper, it's bad. It's a bad lineup on paper, but some of these guys are hitting. But it's ugly.
I keep laughing. Paris has a voice like Rodney Dangerfield. All right, I'm a little bit slow today. All right, and then people are saying, don't get Manti-Teo'd, Pete. LOL. Yes, no, I don't mind getting Manti-Teo. You just want to know what to prepare for. All right, you know what I'm saying? It's like when 5 minutes before a video, they're like, and by the way, you're covering CFL in this video. I'm like, what? You can't just pop that on me last second. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I can prepare for it. So that's my deal with, that's my opinion on
Zach Kenkel says, if I win the super contest, I'll split it with Lobag. Yes. We don't want Zach, when you win the Super Contest, we want you to live a lavish life of glory, buy a house and a new car, and completely look after yourself. That would mean the world to us. We want low baggers for their lives to improve.
Right. Or you could buy a bot and bombard SBR higher ups, brass, and media executives all over the world saying that I deserve a raise or something like that. We'll talk about it if you win the Super Contest, which might happen. All right, let's see. What else is going on here?
says, Jimmy, Justin Smoke looks like your twin. That sounds pretty good to me. I'm in a terrible shape. My liver is not looking good. I probably don't have a lot of time left, and I'm all tits right now because I haven't been working out.
R2D2 Finland says, why does no one like the A's Houston under? The A's Houston under, I actually took the over on this one, R2D2 Finland. I bet the over at 8 on the overnight line, and now it is up to 8.5 and even slightly juiced to the over. So a big line move in favor of the over market wide. I don't really want to take the over at 8.5 because I am a little bit afraid of Morton, but I did take the over 8. And as an official play, I did take Houston first 5 innings, team total over 2.5. So I'm not, Oakland, these two teams have some pretty productive lineups. Houston tends to be less impressive offensively at home than they are on the road, but this is a very low total. Jackson is very vulnerable. Morton obviously has been good, but he's been coming back down to earth, and so just adding it all up, I took the shot with the over when it was 8, and now it's up to 8.5.
I like the over there. I think that's a good bet. I think it's a good spot, and it might be worth just. Did you say it's moved up to 8.5?
Yeah, 8.5 market wide.
As A's 251, 762 OPS versus righties. Those numbers keep improving. Astros 246, 737 OPS versus righties. I mean, it's not the blind action. You take the Astros anytime they see a left-hander, but Edwin Jackson is not 2.97 ERA, 1.15 WHIP pitcher. We know that. We know he can't get a job every year. Morton does seem to be coming back to earth a little bit. Mohamed Joma has the final score, 10, Houston 10, Oakland 3. King Grail coming in with his WNBA plays. He's on the Storm and Mystics.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. I'm going to throw on one play here. I'm going to throw on Dodgers, Texas Rangers, second half under 4.5 minus 105. Now, I did take the Rangers second half money line at plus 170 earlier. I'm going to take the Dodgers Rangers second half under 4.5 minus 105. I am taking that one. That's the current line at Bookmaker. And once again, this line has gotten bet up from 10 up to 11, but I was leaning under at 11. The only thing I'm worried about is that Gerardo might get crushed. Right? But I think Buehler's going to be okay. I think later on in the game, things are going to be okay offense-wise, and I'm leaning under on this one, Jim.
I think I'm going to join you with that over.
Which one?
The 8.5 in Oakland, Houston. In fact, I'm going to.
You are?
Yeah.
Anyone have any thoughts on the total in Dodgers Rangers? Obviously, the line has gotten bet up. I've just taken the second half under, so I'm avoiding Gerardo getting crushed. But and obviously, when the Dodgers move into hitter-friendly parks, a lot of times they have offensive explosion. So that makes me nervous for sure. Like when they go into Coors, when they come here, an offensive explosion from the Dodgers is not out of the question. But I could see an 8-1, 8-2 win from the Dodgers. I think Buehler's going to have a strong start. And, what are we going to get from Gerardo? I'm not exactly sure, but I'm taking the second half under on this one, definitely, and leaning under on the full game at 11.
Yeah.
Any comments on this?
Alan Action says Astros, just about Astros, without Tuve back, will be a team to wager on for the rest of the season. I agree. Buehler is a good pitcher. And he had that little rough patch, which is something that, happens with these young pitchers. And he was coming back off an injury. He's a 2.96 ERA, 1.02 WHIP. The main thing here is the Dodgers smash righty. They smash, right?
I know. And Gerardo is very vulnerable. Okay. Oh, Marco Lube. I'm on under 10.5 and on the Rangers money line. Interesting. Marco Lube. I'm on Rangers second half and I'm on the Rangers second half under as well. But Coco Bongo, I took the under 11. Yeah, I'm leaning under. There you go. Marco Lube says Rangers can hit at home. They've destroyed some good teams at home. Isan Zolfagari. Here's a stat I saw. Unders 8-2 with these two teams and 5-0 at Texas. Interesting. Ramon Scott says Gerardo has some bad periffs. Yes, definitely. Gerardo is the big, terrifying situation here for me. Taking the full game under, but I'm definitely taking second half under. Definitely taking a Texas second half money line. Hugh Direction. A lot of the Dodgers hit the sinker well. Gerardo's primary plus hitch. Interesting. Sean Thompson says they will smash. Tom Marino says Arlington in the heat is a good park for the Dodgers. Yes, I agree.
Scotty Rock's adding Dodgers first 5.
Okay. Native Queen coming in. I like the over in the 163 in the Mystics game, but if the total goes up to 175 in the game, I like the under. Okay, let's see. Twan B says Dodgers first 5 minus a half run, easy money. It certainly appears that way at first glance.
If it's easy money, what did we get on it? What did we get on? You know what we get on minus half run?
I'm guessing that it would be, minus 145, something very, very...
minus 170 at Bet365.
Yeah, there you go. Well, minus 160, but yeah, minus 160 is the line for minus a half. Yeah, there you go.
Maybe the -1 is a better spot.
And Neil Frank says Gerardo will get crushed, but Muhammad Joma says the Dodgers are the definition of a mirage or a hot girl with a brutal personality. Looks great from afar, but once you get closer, they are trash. Yes, we've seen that many years from the Dodgers. Overvalued. They tend to be overvalued. Basically, since I can remember, since I started handicapping MLB, however many years ago that was, the Dodgers have been perennially overvalued, or at least very, very easily overvalued, just like the Cubs as well. So, yeah, interesting.
Okay, So I need to add that full game over. Sorry to interrupt, but I just need to get some of these plays in, and I got to talk about that Cardinals game next. So I'm going to take the full game over 8.5 with the A's Astros. Can you give me a line
full
on
game
that?
over 8.5. I saw minus 113 earlier. Let me switch to the let's see, Houston Oakland. Yes, minus 113. That's the current line at Pinnacle. So we'll give you that one.
Okay.
All right. So Jim's on. There you go.
I'm also going to take the Dodgers first 5, and I'm going to take it -1.
The Dodgers first 5 -1. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to use a Bet365 line there, right? All right, what do you have there?
Unless, what is the best I can get on the line shopping?
Well, minus 160.
That's the best?
Yeah, for minus a half.
-1's minus 135. Ugh.
I mean, obviously if, Gerardo's either going to be surprisingly good or he's going to give up 6 runs, 8 runs, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't know, whatever you want to do, Jimmy. We can give you minus 160, The thing is that if Gerardo is surprisingly good, Buehler might be surprisingly a little bit better, and then you might cash the Dodgers -1 anyway on the first 5 innings. I mean, minus a half. So, but push on the -1. So I don't know what to tell you. It definitely makes me nervous. I'm on Texas second half money line. I'm on the second half under, and I would be leaning full game under as well, but I'm not going to give that one as a pick.
Okay, I'm going to take him -1, minus 135.
All right, Jim's taking LA Dodgers first half -1, minus 135. That's the current line at Bet365. Let's see what else we have going on here.
I need to talk about this Cards game before
we.
Which WNBA game is at 7?
The WNBA, there's none of them.
Perfect,
Atlanta is at 8.
Sweet.
And Atlanta is now the favorite, the significant favorite.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow, really? Jesus.
About almost a 40-cent line move on the money line in favor of Atlanta. They opened as a dog of about plus 110. Now they're up near minus 130 for the money line, and the spread is they flipped from a 2-point dog to a 2-point favorite. Yep.
Wow, that's a big move.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about this Pirates-Cardinals game, because the Cardinals are just playing great baseball. But I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm taking them on a run line when I still can't, even though they're playing so well, I don't know if I can trust the offense to put up enough runs. And it's not like Nova's been pitching bad. The Cards are 22-7 since July 27th. Nova allowed on Wednesday night against Atlanta 2 runs, 4 hits, 6 innings. He looked good enough. Flaherty took a no-hitter into the 6th inning for the 3rd time this year before he got touched by Jock. In his last 4 starts, he's allowed just 10 hits, 2 runs in 25 innings. He's walked 9, struck out 33. That's impressive stuff. I feel like, but Ricardo Ramirez says Pittsburgh is a live dog today. Kyle Jackson says, like the Cards run line here. Oh man, Dan Kelly asking if we got a 3-year, 7-figure contract from Fox Sports 1. Not yet.
That's a joke and a half right there. Dan Kelly with some comedy chops in the comment section of the Loshak and the Bag Show. Huge shout out to Dan Kelly, a guy with a friggin' NBA spreadsheet and some comedy chops out of left field, out of nowhere. Go ahead, Jim.
YOLO Steez was the reason why this looked so appealing. When he said he was on Cardinals first 5 minus a half run, I was like, I can get behind that. I really feel like I don't want to take a situation where I don't want to be in a situation where I need them to win by 2 runs because they've been winning a lot of close games. And again, that's a sign of a good team. Machiavelli's joined us, our lawyer, our resident lawyer.
Shout out to Machiavelli.
So much fun running with him at IFBC. He made $12.50 on the Cards. I remember that game, but he says he doesn't like them today.
I'm just throwing on some more bets here late, throwing on some of these bets here.
Okay, I'm going to take the Jesse Doctor says, Pete Jimmy, why not manually adjust your totals via your sportsbook of choice? I never hear you guys bringing an 8.5 down to an 8 or bring it up to a 9. Is there a reason for this?
Wait, he's talking about buying and selling runs?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason is just because it would get too complicated. We're trying to keep a brisk pace, and if we start like hemming and hawing and then, line shopping and buying runs. But yes, buying and selling runs is absolutely something that you can do. Many of the regular low baggers do it all the time.
Look at Maxwell Smart.
Maxwell Smart.
He does it to get for huge scores, plus 260s, plus 300s.
Kobe Valentine does that when he has a good read on a series. He's had some impressive calls on some minus 3.5 type games. He's doing that tonight with Boston. So people definitely do it. It's certainly something you can do. And the only reason we don't do it, the main reason we don't do it, is because it would just take up too much time. We're trying to keep a brisk pace, and we fail at it sometimes. But in general, we're successful. So
all right, I'm taking Cardinals first 5 minus a half run.
Cardinals first 5 minus a half run. All right, let me just throw in some more.
Tomor says the Cardinals have been better on the road, even though the books charge a premium to bet them at home. I think they hit Nova hard.
Okay, all right. Let me just put in some of my my other plays here. Let me just I'm putting in some of my other plays here, Jim. Hold on one second.
Don't worry, I can do the line shop.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, line chop just a little bit if you don't mind. I'm just trying to remember what the.
No problem.
Oh yeah, I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. Yeah, let me see. Okay, give me that. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? Hold on, I'm just line chopping. We're betting live because some of these games are going off in a few minutes. So I want to make sure that I do get my bets in. Just hold on one second. Betting here. Oh wow, the Texas Rangers second half total has gotten bet down. When I got it, it was minus 105. Now it is minus 115. That is certainly a very interesting little move there. That's certainly a very interesting little move there. That has caught my attention. Okay, Jim, so what do you want?
I'm running with my boy Yolo Stees. I'm taking Cardinals first 5 minus a half run at minus 120.
Cardinals first 5 minus a half at minus 120. All right, yes, so I'm looking at that. Yeah,
First
there you
5.
go, minus 120 at U-Wager and Heritage, a few other places. All right, so you're going to take St. Louis first 5 minus a half at minus 120. Okay.
I am.
All right, nice job, Jim.
Beautiful. Okay, so that is going to be the extent of my action in MLB today. I feel comfortable with that. I tailed you on plays that make sense. I tailed you on the over 8.5 Houston, Oakland. I just hope that we don't have a recency bias as to what happened yesterday. And then I'm going to go run with my man Yolo Stees on that first 5 Cardinals play. It puts me in a situation where I won't be hemorrhaging more than a unit and a half. In case of a loss in any situation, and they don't need to win by 2 runs late. So I'm comfortable with all this.
All right, sounds good. So let me review all the plays that we have given, and then we'll go into WNBA, Jim. And because I might last second throw on some leans here. Did you look into WNBA? So can you handle the WNBA section while I maybe think about some other MLB leans?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna let the experts do it, but I will lead the way.
So here's a review of all the picks that we've given. These are all Jim's picks. White Sox Yankees over 10. Minnesota Cleveland over 8.5. Colorado money line, minus 121. Colorado run line, plus 130. Colorado team total, over 4.5. Oakland, Houston, over 8.5. Dodgers, first half, -1, minus 135. And St. Louis, first half, minus a half, minus 120. Those are all of Jim's picks. My picks, the ones I added in the afternoon show. Mets, Cubs, second half, over. Cleveland, first half, team total, over 2.5. Baltimore, first half, team total, over 2. Dodgers, Texas, second half, under 4.5. Minnesota, Cleveland, second half, over 3.5. And the picks that I gave in the morning show, again, Seattle, team total under 4.5. Yanks, first half, team total over 3. Pittsburgh, first half, team total under 1.5. Texas, second half, money line, plus 170. Milwaukee, second half, minus 120. Boston, -1 as a huge favorite. Houston, first half, team total over 2.5. Miami, first half, team total over 2. Seattle, San Diego, second half, under 3.5. Cincinnati, first half, team total over 2. Boston, first half, team total over 3.5. And Miami, Boston, first half, over 5.5, minus 115. Those are all the MLB picks. All right.
Just before we move on to WNBA, or is that what you were? I just want to mention Ricardo Ramirez had an interesting stat that's a little concerning for the Cardinals. Says rest has actually been a negative for this team, as they are just 8-15 in their last 23 home games after a day off. And then, which is interesting. And then JC Alvarez has thoughts on the Diamondbacks Giants game. We haven't got into it too much, but Buchholz is pitching outstanding.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that one. Just a no play for me.
I think it's a tough spot to find an angle. Bumgarner is, he's a great pitcher who you're going to have a tough time getting value with. You can when he's on the road against a Kershaw, but those are very there's not a lot of opportunities for that. And then you're dealing with a 7, right? Is the total a 7?
On what?
On the Diamondbacks Giants, Buchholz,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know that Scotty Rock Forever is on the Giants and he's backing Bumgarner. He's done a great job with them. He's made a lot of money with them. But I'm a little uncomfortable. And Lamont Williams really doesn't like that over that we're on in Houston, Oakland.
Okay, I got it at 8, so I beat the line move. All the nerds would say that I did a good job just beating a half-run line move, but you might be right. I mean, obviously, Morton can be lights out and Jackson inconsistent, but when he's on, a 6-inning, 2-run start is absolutely in the cards for him. So yeah.
Yeah, and and then Kobe says so much value on Bummy tonight, minus 104. And I mean, Buchholz is just being outstanding. I agree. There's value on the Giants. There's value on the Giants at minus 106. I'm surprised to see that line. Thank you for mentioning it, Kobe. I did expect Bumgarner to be a favorite in this matchup. It's just difficult to back a team that has a 689 OPS versus righties. That's a 689 OPS with a 245 batting average. That's all just rinky-dink little singles. And, when you're going to need a run, you're going to need a desperate play against a pitcher like Buchholz. And then Diamondbacks can get to that Giants bullpen. I agree. I agree with you guys. Bumgarner and the Giants have value. I just don't know if I can pull the trigger, but I will be thinking about that.
All right, Jim. Why don't you move to WNBA while I'm making some final decisions here on some MLB stuff?
Yes, but Dan Kelly says, I would like all low baggers to join me in a tribute to Pete.
Oh.
If you are going to be in Atlantic City next August for IFBC, do not get your hair cut between now and then.
If you're going to be in Atlantic City next August, Dan Kelly, another joke. There you go. Dan Kelly ripping out another. That's like someone who ripped out 2 straight big money line underdogs in the NBA and just nailed both of them. A second straight joke out of left field from Dan Kelly. Shout out to Dan Kelly. Awesome.
Tomor says, I disagree. I like Arizona. They saw bomb recently, and San Francisco lineup with Posey is garbage. With Posey in, it's not that much better.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Machiavelli doesn't like us breaking up in the football stuff. Wants us just to stay together. Thinks they're watering down our ship.
I would love to. I don't even know. Yeah, maybe he'll change it on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll change it on the fly. Who knows what'll happen? You know what I'm saying? Smart executives can pivot as needed without hesitation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never throw out bad money. Throw out good money following bad money. One of the most important things to do in all areas of life and all areas of business. You know what I'm saying?
Such a good call, yeah.
I should be the fucking CEO. You know what I'm saying?
You should be.
I have CEO material written all over me. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Scotty Rock says Posey is out for the year. I thought he got the hip surgery yesterday. I thought he's out for 6 to 8 months.
I don't know, but why don't we talk about WNBA?
Okay, let's move on to WNBA. Absolutely here. I guess just first off, the big story is the line move towards the Dream. We talked a lot about what the Dream were going to do to change the game, and the only thought process without your starting point guard is to slow the pace down. So I feel like it's a difficult situation. Now, when you hear guys like King Rail on the Mystics and on the Storm, I mean, you can have confidence moving forward in that direction. But with a 4-point line move, I mean, it's huge.
It is. It's huge. Very telling. Very, very interesting. Very eye-opening. All that stuff, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Derek Miller says, King, you like the Mercury? No, King's on Seattle. Machiavelli does not like it when we get into WNBA. Ramon Scott says, Sport Insights team 4 reports on Atlanta WNBA moves, and they are all winners. 4 reports on Atlanta Dream WNBA moves, and they're all winners. Starting from a +2 through Pick'em, now I'm going to have to play Washington. Wow, so he's going to move over to the Mystics. Tomor says, the Mystics have talked about how they need to play defense after the break. They've been strong defensively in the last 8, 9-1. I don't think Atlanta can slow the pace with a small lineup. King Rail says sweeps tonight. Noah Lastark, team total over 21 for both Mystics and Dream. So that would be the first quarter team total over. Ulysses Hayes is on Washington -1. Yes, Don Ricci's liking Atlanta. Says 14-4 versus team shooting over 77 points a game average. Red Girl says Atlanta is not really supposed to be there. Jake Bell says, you are my hero, Pete.
Shout out Jake Bell. Shout out Jake Bell. Guy knows how to recognize a heroic figure when he sees one, right?
Yeah.
Knows how to recognize a heroic human
Zach
being.
Kenkel, who's been killing it and was giving us wins from afar in Vegas, is 5-0, 10 units this postseason. He's got a 3-unit play tonight.
Very nice.
What is it, Zach? What is your 3-unit play? I might have missed it.
All right, I'm throwing on some other bets here, Jim.
Chris Temple says Storm wins big. Okay, so let me just do one more note, and then we'll get back in WNBA once we hear the Pete's MLB auditions. Sure. Tomor says, I don't think Taurasi can carry this team for 4 quarters at age 35 in an up-tempo game. All right. Dom Ricci said, just read it. Didn't say I was on. Okay, so Dom Ricci, that was just a stat he was giving for us. He is not on. He's not on the dream in this situation. Okay.
All right, I'm not going to add anything MLB-wise. I'm just adding on some bets to my overall card. My card in MLB is big tonight, and I'm feeling okay about all of them in general. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick with that.
JC Alvarez likes the Mercury Storm over. You know, Ron Walsek, who's a great capper in the WNBA, great capper all around, but especially WNBA. He liked the over in the Mystics Dream game. And when I looked at the line movement, it was going towards the under. Is that still the situation here?
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, it's like, oh, no, it has. Wow, they're all over the map with this total. You get a 163 at Pinnacle, a 161.5 at Bookmaker. That's interesting. And then the Phoenix Mercury Seattle Storm total has gone up. Red Girl says Washington +1. Follow my brother Rail. King Rail says Atlanta has no point guard play. The loss of Angel was huge. Native Queen Washington first quarter team total over 21 and first half team total over 20 or over 42. And we remember Noah Lastark's on that Washington team total over first quarter as well.
Very nice.
This is tough. Don Ricci says my brain is Jello, Jim. I don't have a rational thought. He was so much fun. Sportsbook Reds on Buckle. Says he doesn't see life with these Giants. I can understand that. Bray Williams says, I'm rolling with the Mystics too. Being straight fire recently. And Tomor said, simply put, the easiest way to make money in the WNBA is betting momentum. Washington is on fire.
That's exactly what King Rail has told us as well.
Yeah.
Right? Very nice job, Tom Reno, and he's saying that Washington is on fire, huh?
Well, we know that they're on fire.
Yeah.
They're playing great basketball right now. Holly Dilly says Dream under 164 hitting tonight. Wow. Under 164. Now, that was the opening line. You can't get a 164 anymore. And that's just going with what they're saying about Atlanta trying to slow down the pace. And the question is, are they capable to slow down the pace with this small lineup? Scotty Rock's got a 4-point teaser, $100. Mystics +5.5 and over 158. That's interesting. Mercury +9.5 and over 173 wins $235. Not applicable says Storm. Get that cash, Scotty. Go get it. Not applicable says Storm wins it all. Well, that would be an $1,100 payday for me, so I'm desperately hoping for that. And it would give me 5.5 units here.
Yeah. All right. So, Jim, any official WNBA picks? I'm sorry. Right now, I was just focusing on MLB right now. I'm actually liking my card so much that I added a few more units overall to all of my plays, which I'm feeling pretty confident about. So, WNBA, who's King Rail? Who's everyone liking?
Well, there's a bit of a split in opinion, but Rail is on the Mystics. Let's see. Godmother 87 coming in. Godmother 87.
She's on Atlanta.
She's on Atlanta.
And so was Trenton Claxton on Atlanta.
And Godmother's on the Storm on the line there. Wow. Not applicable says they're winning it. Take all the money to the bank, and that's the Storm. King Rail says, no, if Atlanta wants to win, the only way is to outscore the Mystics, and they can't afford to slow the pace down. If they don't slow the pace down, maybe the over would be in play. I feel like this is a tricky spot, and I don't think I'm making a bet on this.
All right. Well, any plays you want to add on either of these games, Jim?
Jim Romesadou says, what's the Intertops code? It depends if you're doing a brand new account or you're reloading. So we have the brand new account there. I have got to look. Do we have the reload account on the site too? Let me check. I'll check it.
Oh, there's a different code for
reloading, so that you get the first deposit code. But I think we'll have it up here.
Okay.
We don't have the reload code. Okay. I'll make sure that the reload code is right underneath the new account, first deposit only. And remember, that's just for Canadians and Americans. David H. saying, nice drinking glass, Jimmy. Well, thank you, man. Thank you, David H., my man. And this is a shout out to the
Native Queen,
Native
unreal, made us and shipped them to us in Vegas. Huge shout out to Native Queen and huge shout out of thanks. Yes, all right, this is an interesting card. I'm feeling good about everything in general.
Yeah, Kobe Valentine says Dream lacked the firepower. Mystics dominated game 1. JC Alvarez is on the Mystics. Trunku's on the Mystics and the Mystics over. Interesting. So Coco is already on the Storm money line, but he says clueless on that. Yeah, I'll hit you for sure. Jim Rose, I have to. We're like the only people in the office here right now, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to get. But I'll get that within 24 hours for sure.
Okay, that it, Jim?
No. Last Arc has a question for us.
Okay.
Says if someone is betting no score in the first inning and the juice is like -150, -175, what's your take on those bets?
I mean, it's very coin flippy, right? The more you, the bigger sample size of betting events that you are dealing with, the less variance will affect you. The smaller, if you're betting on like any individual pitch being a strike or a ball, which you can do in some spots, in some events, obviously there's a huge amount of variance in there, no matter whether you're talking about a terrible pitcher or a good starting pitcher. So, in general, when you're talking about a small sample size type of bet like that, there's going to be a lot of variance. So you would want to, try to lean towards taking underdogs and be wary of taking big favorites like that. But also, a play is if there's value on a line, there can be value on a line with the situation with high variance and a big favorite line. It's just a matter of your handicapping. Me personally, I don't do a lot of no score in the first inning plays, although I do some. And once in a while, sure, I wouldn't be averse to taking a -170 line. It'd have to be a special case, though, but I would do it. It wouldn't be out of the question.
I think you make good points here. Baseball, visibly, I've had a very tough year. But if we wanted like switch sports or whatever, because what does it matter? I'm just getting hit in baseball. But in hockey, I didn't take a line worse than -125 after the first day of the season for the whole entire year. And even when I was wrong on how far the Golden Knights would go through the playoffs, and I hemorrhaged, probably 15 units, I still ended up the season over 20 units. And I think that's a way for future success. So if you look at the mistakes I've made in MLB compared to what has been working for Nostra, is Nostra rarely has a minus on his card. It's all big plus bombs, and he can hit 44% and be up 100 units. So I think it's dangerous. I think it doesn't work in the long run.
All right. There's a lot of great comments that are coming in. We could take another half hour talking about all the comments, WNBA handicapping comments, everyone giving each other a lot of love, which is great to see. But I think we can wrap this show up, Jim.
I think we can. I need rest. I'm going to go home right now and sleep until about 3:45 in the morning. And
That's
then start
it.
all over.
Thanks so much, everyone. Great show as always. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Time.